Hey devs, am I S tier enough for you now?
Well, how's it shaking, proxies? My name's FOXSOL. Welcome to another video right here on the channel. Do hope you enjoy. Alrighty, Proxy, my man. Welcome back to another topic of conversation. So, today's topic of conversation, we're going to go ahead and discuss something from, I think it's like 2 or 3 live streams ago that we discussed this. We reacted to a video about the demographics of Weather and Waves versus Zenless Zone Zero. And in this video that we watched, there was pretty much a person who was describing that Weather and Waves is a game that is designed for a mature audience, whereas Zenless Zone Zero is designed for a much younger audience. That is the appeal, that is the approach, and that more younger people are attracted to Zenless Zone Zero, whereas more mature people, more adult-like people, are more infused with Weather and Waves. Originally, from thinking about the point of view, I'm still on the fence on it, right? I get what the person is saying. I got what they're trying to exclaim at, because when you take a look at something like Weather and Waves, it's more of a mythological, it's more of a, we're going to take a simple plot line and we're going to complex it, and we're going to basically try to mature it, if you would, okay? Which some people like that in storytelling. I'm not one of those people. But going ahead and saying that Zenless Zone Zero does not hit serious marks as often as Weather and Waves, that it does not have serious storytelling, and that it is more casted to a younger audience, I do not agree with. Now, the way I look at Weather and Waves and ZZZ when it comes in terms of story is more or less it is the DC versus Marvel syndrome, okay? Where pretty much you're going to like either your Batman and your Superman style stories, or you're going to like your X-Men and your Wolverine stories and your Iron Mans, right? And to me, Weather and Waves, fits more in the ideology of being a DC's type storyline. Pretty much it's a little bit more wholesome, it's a little bit more romantic. It touches a little bit on the dark and gritty side of things, but overall, it is very colorful and it's very great. It is, again, like even in anime terms, it's your traditional isekai anime, to which, hey, you can just go to pull any anime that's like that, any isekai anime, where the protagonist has amnesia, gets teleported to a world, pretty much is the most powerful thing there is in the universe, and is there to stop something that is dark and dangerous, okay? That is practically 100% like every single isekai anime storyline there is, and that's how I feel Weather and Waves fits. I see that more as a generic where, it fits in the DC universe. Whereas Zenless Zone Zero fits more into traditional anime storytelling, urban storylines, that it is more straightforward, that it doesn't follow just the generic, isekai storyline. It is its own storytelling. Base way I could review the ZZZ storyline would be from Bell and Wise to Proxies. They are the primary focal point that is reviewing everyone else, that they're bringing together a team. They're bringing together the Avengers, basically. That from their perspective, they aren't the heroes in this story. They're the storytellers of this story. So when you get introduced to Miyabi, Yanagi, Alice, Yuzuha, Monato, Billy, Nicole, these are characters that in their own little world, in their own little retrospect, they are the heroes. And Bell and Wise is watching them and is connecting the dots, is connecting the team, kind of like a coach, and they're the person that is telling the story through them, through their actions. So I see more of a comic book urban style. I see more, cursing and stuff like this going on in Zenless Zone Zero that would fit and cater, I think, more to a Marvel standpoint. Okay. Now, you don't have to agree or disagree. You can agree or disagree with that take. You could say, you could reverse it if you want. You could say that, oh, well, Weather and Waves I feel is more Marvel, and, Zenless Zone Zero is more DC, and that's perfectly fine. But what got to me with this live stream and this react that I was doing is the fact that we're trying to state in this video by this person, which I can't pronounce their name, is that ZZZ does not hit serious points. Okay? That the moments that it hits serious points, they're not as serious as what Weathering Waves does. That Weathering Waves is more of a cinematic styling of a mature theme versus Zenless Zone Zero, which I could give points to that and I could agree. However, the examples that was given that, to showcase this was one clip was used of Bernice with Paltra. That was their introduction, their fight, where Bernice goes ahead is like, oh, so fluffy, so soft, and Kitty's being warm kind of deal, which we'll play these clips here in a minute. And the other one was the introduction to Lupa. So, using their examples, we're going to play these two clips really quickly on here. And I want y'all to take a look at it really quickly and give your thought pattern in the comment section below about whether or not you think that this was a good example or not. And we'll continue this conversation after these clips roll.
Perfect. We're the first to get here.
I was thinking, since we have the upper hand, we might as well call it a day. But seeing you like this really brings out my predatory instincts.
So soft. So warm.
Are you crazy?
Huh? Don't all kitties love being warm and toasty?
Not bad! Think you can keep me from fighting? Careful now! We'll see who rips whose throat out first.
All right. So, looking at both these clips, and this being utilized as the example to try to showcase that Zenless does not hit the mark when it comes to seriousness, I think that this was absolutely the worst example that was given. That there is actually another example that I can think of that would be a better example that is a similar situation, to be completely honest, that could showcase a more serious tone in both Weathering Waves and ZZZ, which I will play these clips right now that I think is a better example.
I'll be waiting for you at the end of the story.
Alrighty, so with that out the way, yes, I think that the Miyabi and Cartithia cutscenes right here for the endings showcases that there is still a very serious trend when it comes to Zenless Zone Zero, as well as Weather and Waves. Now, the thing about it is that it was also kind of brought up, and this kind of shows a lack of knowledge from the person trying to present these examples, where you can see that they do have a favoritism to Weather and Waves, and they don't particularly seem to understand that there is more adult-related material in ZZZ that they don't know about. So, primary examples that I will give here is like example 1. Take the terms of Miyabi. What was Miyabi's history? Miyabi's history was pretty much killing her mother, which, in course, basically built her to who she is now. To me, that doesn't seem like that would be catering to a younger audience. We have the part where there is Soldier Anby, that pretty much there's a video here that I'm going to show these clips and everything that of her basically cutting herself, killing herself. That you see full-fledged, that their history is what defines their tragedies. We even have, which is the story you can even go through right now in Zenless Zone Zero about Trigger, who is suffering from survivor's guilt, PTSD as a soldier, and has to pretty much get into a situation with one of the fellow people and kill them. Which it happens in here. This was actually, which I don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't played Trigger Story, but Trigger Story actually got to me of how well written it was. There's other sides of the story. There is like lighter story. There is Lycon and Hugo. There is multiple parts of ZZZ that does handle adult theme related material. And to go ahead and say that Weather and Waves handles more mature themes versus ZZZ, I think is a disingenuous, very much lack of knowledge take. Because anyone who actually takes the time to go through the story, to actually experience these parts in the story, I think could understand that ZZZ has handled this multiple times. And I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to let you guys in the comment section below give me your thoughts, your processes. Do you honestly believe that Zenless Zone Zero doesn't handle mature themes as much as Weather and Waves does? Let me know down in the comments below. At the same point in time, if you like these topics of conversation and you want to see more of these, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video to help it with the algorithm, and to showcase that you want more of these topics of conversation. So, I also hope to see you guys later on, because once this video is posted, pretty much we're going to start a live stream pretty much right after, and hope that you guys come join the live stream and present your thoughts there as well. Because while I do try to go through the comments and read the comments, I feel like it's better to go ahead and, while on a live stream, try to answer and talk more about these topics directly with you guys in a live environment. So, like always, keep it classic, keep it jazzy, always keep it real, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.